When the world turns its back on you, when the weight of failure presses down so heavily on your shoulders that you feel your bones might crack, what do? Do you stay there, motionless, waiting for someone to notice your pain? Or do you rise, not because you're ready, not because you're strong, but because you refuse to be forgotten? That is the moment that defines you, not the moment of success, but the moment of defiance in the face of defeat. There will be days when your best efforts are ignored, when the people you trust will walk away, when even your own thoughts will rebel against you. Your mind will whisper that it's easier to quit, easier to stop fighting, easier to vanish into the background where no one expects anything from you. But the truth is this: ease is the companion of mediocrity. Ease is the death of greatness, and you were not born for ease. You were born to push, to rise, to carve your name into history with blood, sweat, and relentless motion. Most people confuse failure with finality. But failure is not the end, it is a challenge. It is the world asking you, how badly do you want this? Anyone can talk about dreams. Anyone can dream of glory when the sun is shining. But what separates the weak from the strong is what you do in the storm, when the winds are against you, when the sky is black, and when your hands are trembling from exhaustion. Your enemy is not out there. It is within you. It is that soft voice inside that tells you, you've done enough, when you haven't. It is that inner dialogue that begs for comfort, that says, maybe this just isn't meant for me. But destiny does not favor the passive. It does not fall into your lap like a gift. It is seized. It is dragged from the jaws of adversity by those who refuse to back down. The path to greatness is brutal. It demands sacrifice. It demands discipline. It demands that you walk alone, bleed alone, believe alone, and still you must march. There will be no applause. There will be no fanfare, but do it anyway, because the satisfaction of having stood when others fell is worth more than 1,000 cheers. The man who endures the silence is the one who will one day command the world's attention. You will be laughed at. They will mock your ambition. They will say you're obsessed, delusional, unrealistic. Let them, because when they are still talking, still doubting, you will be building. You will be climbing. You will be transforming into the very thing they said was impossible. And then, one day, they will fall silent, not because they believe, but because they no longer have the right to speak. Understand this: pain is not your punishment, it is your proving ground. Those who run from pain run from progress. Every scar you earn is a lesson. Every failure is a weapon sharpened by experience. So welcome the struggle, embrace it. When it hurts, know that you are growing. When it's unbearable, know that you are becoming something that cannot be broken. If you give up, you will never know how close you were. That is the tragedy of most lives. People quit inches before the finish line, then spend years justifying it. They call it logic. They call it wisdom. But deep down, they know. They know they gave up, and that knowledge rots them from the inside. Do not let that be you. If you fall, rise. If you fail, learn. If you are abandoned, keep walking. Do not beg. Do not whine. The world respects power, not pity. And the most powerful force on this earth is the individual who keeps going, who keeps showing up day after day without recognition, without reward, and without surrender. There is no magic to this. No secret formula. Just relentless effort over time, multiplied by the refusal to quit. That is how you win. That is how legends are made. You will not feel like a legend when you're covered in dirt and tears. But that is when you are closest to becoming one. This life owes you nothing, not love, not respect, not success. Everything must be earned, and the price is high, but it is worth paying, because when you look back on your life, you will not remember the days you rested, the days you coasted. You will remember the days you almost broke and didn't, the days you were shattered inside but still showed up, the days you carried yourself through hell and emerged stronger than before. Your circumstances may be unfair. Your starting point may be low, but the fight is yours and no one. Absolutely no one can take it from you unless you hand it over. They can block your path, but they cannot make you turn back. That decision belongs to you and you alone. You may not have wealth, you may not have power, but if you have will, true, indestructible will, there is nothing that can stop you. You can be outnumbered, underestimated, unsupported. But if your heart burns with purpose, you are already more dangerous than any opponent. Keep going when it makes no sense. Keep going when everything inside you screams to stop. Because each time you do, you are forging something unshakable within you. The world cannot give that to you. It can only be earned in the quiet moments of doubt and pain and exhaustion, when no one is watching. And here's the truth few will tell you. Most people give up because they are afraid of what success demands. It demands responsibility. It demands loneliness. It demands absolute ownership of every moment. But if you are brave enough to pay the price, you will own your destiny in a way that others cannot comprehend. When you fall behind, don't whine. Run faster. When they doubt you, don't explain. Prove them wrong. When they try to break you, smile. Because they have no idea who they are dealing with. You are not just a dreamer. You are a weapon in the making. You are a storm waiting to happen. Do not compare yourself to others. Their path is not yours. Their comfort is not your goal. Your mission is higher, harder, and holier. You were not made to fit in. You were made to stand apart, and standing apart hurts, but it also heals, because in that pain you will find your power. In that solitude you will find your voice, and with that voice you will rise. Even if you must crawl, crawl with fury. Even if you must cry, cry without quitting. Let every tear fall with purpose. Let every stumble fuel your rage. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be wounded. But you are never allowed to quit. Think of every person who gave up on you, every voice that said you couldn't, every time you were laughed at, dismissed, replaced. Let that fire guide you. Let it push you when your body fails. Let it carry you when your legs refuse, because one day they will look for you, and they won't recognize who you've become. You will not need to shout. You will not need to boast. Your presence will say it all. The world will see what persistence builds, and it will envy what it could not imitate. So if you're tired, rest, but do not retreat. If you're wounded, heal, but do not disappear. If you're uncertain, pause. But do not abandon the mission. The mission is sacred, the purpose is real, and your life, your one life, is too valuable to waste on regret. The battle is long, the path is brutal, but you were not made soft. There is steel in your soul, there is fire in your breath. Remember that, every single day, and no matter what they say, no matter what the world throws at you, no matter how many times you are knocked down, never give up. Never